Imagine a world where battles were fought with swords and shields, where honor determined victory. Now envision the rise of digital warfare, where the battleground is cyberspace. The evolution of warfare reflects humanity's journey, revealing our relentless quest for power and survival. Warfare has existed alongside human civilization, with the earliest records dating back to ancient Mesopotamia. These early conflicts often revolved around territory and resources, setting the stage for the complex military strategies that would follow. As societies advanced, so did their methods of warfare. The introduction of the bow and arrow revolutionized combat, allowing armies to strike from a distance. This shift marked a turning point in the tactics employed on the battlefield. The rise of empires introduced more organized military structures. Rome's legions exemplified this evolution, with disciplined troops and strategic formations. Their military prowess laid the groundwork for future nations and their approaches to warfare. With the discovery of gunpowder in the 9th century, the face of warfare changed dramatically. Cannons and firearms became dominant weapons, leading to more devastating battles and a shift in power dynamics across continents. The 19th century brought about the Industrial Revolution, which further transformed warfare. Factories produced weapons at unprecedented rates, while advancements in transportation allowed for faster troop movements, changing the tempo of conflict. World War I marked another significant shift, with the introduction of trench warfare and new technologies like tanks and airplanes. The sheer scale of the conflict necessitated a reevaluation of military strategies, leading to innovative tactics. World War II saw warfare evolve even further with the use of aircraft and the introduction of atomic bombs. This period marked a turning point, where total war became a reality, and the consequences of conflict extended beyond the battlefield. The Cold War introduced psychological and information warfare as primary tactics. Nations engaged in a battle of ideologies, employing propaganda and espionage to gain the upper hand without direct military conflict. As technology advanced into the 21st century, warfare underwent a digital transformation. Cyber warfare emerged, where nations now battle in cyberspace, targeting critical infrastructure and information systems. The rise of drones has further revolutionized warfare, enabling precise strikes without risking soldiers' lives. This shift raises ethical questions about the future of conflict and the human cost of technology. In addition to drones, artificial intelligence is now playing a vital role in military strategy. AI can analyze vast amounts of data, predict enemy movements, and even control autonomous weapons, changing the nature of combat. Cybersecurity has become a battlefield in its own right, with nations investing heavily in protecting their digital assets. The stakes are higher than ever, as cyber vulnerabilities can lead to real-world consequences. The evolution of warfare is a reflection of human ingenuity and adaptability. Each transformation, from swords to cyber weapons, reveals our endless quest for dominance, survival, and security in an ever-changing world. As nations navigate the complexities of modern warfare, the ethical implications arise. The distance between the soldier and the battlefield has increased, prompting questions about accountability and the value of human life in conflict. Furthermore, the proliferation of technology means that non-state actors can also engage in warfare, making it difficult to define who the enemy is. This shift challenges traditional views on warfare and requires new strategies. The rise of social media has also changed the landscape of warfare. Information can be weaponized, influencing public perception and mobilizing support for military actions, blurring the lines between war and peace. As the world witnesses these changes, it becomes clear that the future of warfare is uncertain. The combination of technological advancements and global tensions suggests that conflicts may become even more complex in the years to come. Ultimately, understanding the evolution of warfare helps us grasp the intricacies of human history. Each era of conflict has shaped societies and influenced our present, reminding us that the pursuit of power continues to evolve. As we reflect on the ongoing battle from swords to cyber warfare, we must consider how these historical lessons inform our actions today. The evolution of warfare is not just a tale of conflict, but a narrative of humanity itself. As the world transitioned into the Age of Enlightenment, warfare began to be influenced by science and philosophy. Military strategies incorporated new tactics, emphasizing intelligence and logistics over sheer numbers. This shift laid the groundwork for more organized and strategic conflicts in the centuries to come. The Napoleonic Wars marked a significant turning point in military history, showcasing the effectiveness of mass conscription and the use of artillery. Napoleon's innovative strategies demonstrated the potential of a well-trained army to change the tide of conflict, influencing future military doctrines. The Industrial Revolution further transformed warfare, introducing mechanized weapons and rapid troop movement. Railways and steamships enabled armies to mobilize quickly, while new technologies like rifled barrels and machine guns drastically increased firepower on the battlefield. World War I epitomized the catastrophic potential of modern warfare, characterized by trench warfare and the introduction of chemical weapons. The brutal realities of this conflict revealed the devastating costs of war, leading to a profound shift in public perception and military strategies. In the aftermath of WWI, military theorists like Julio Douhet began to advocate for air power as a decisive factor in future conflicts. His ideas would lay the foundation for strategic bombing campaigns that characterized World War II, altering the nature of warfare forever. World War II brought unprecedented destruction, showcasing the horrors of total war. The integration of tanks, aircraft, and naval forces demonstrated the importance of combined arms operations, shifting military doctrine towards a more integrated approach to warfare. The post-war era saw the advent of nuclear weapons, igniting a new kind of arms race. The concept of mutually assured destruction, MAD, established a precarious balance of power during the Cold War, forever changing the stakes of global military engagements. As the Cold War progressed, guerrilla warfare emerged as a response to conventional military forces. The Vietnam War highlighted the effectiveness of asymmetric tactics, where smaller, less equipped forces could challenge superpowers through unconventional methods. The Gulf War was revolutionary in the use of technology, showcasing precision airstrikes and advanced communication systems. This conflict demonstrated the effectiveness of high-tech warfare, leading to a new standard in military operations and strategy. The rise of the internet in the late 20th century began to reshape warfare once again. Cyber capabilities emerged as a critical component of national security, with nations investing heavily in cybersecurity and offensive cyber operations to protect their interests. In recent years, conflicts such as the Syrian civil war illustrate the complexities of modern warfare. The involvement of non-state actors and the use of social media for propaganda underscore the evolving battlefields of the 21st century. The emergence of drones has transformed military strategies, allowing for remote surveillance and targeted strikes without putting soldiers at risk. This technology raises ethical questions about accountability and the nature of warfare in the modern age. Artificial intelligence is now making its mark on warfare, with algorithms assisting in decision-making and battlefield tactics. While promising increased efficiency, this rapid advancement brings concerns about the potential for autonomous weapons and unintended consequences. The rise of hybrid warfare combines conventional and unconventional tactics, blurring the lines between peace and conflict. Countries are leveraging misinformation campaigns and economic pressure alongside traditional military strategies to achieve their objectives. As the world faces new cyber threats, nations are enhancing their cybersecurity measures. Attacks on infrastructure and data breaches highlight the vulnerabilities in modern society, emphasizing the importance of protecting digital assets in an interconnected world. The global landscape continues to evolve with the increase in space militarization. Nations are now vying for dominance in outer space, as satellite technology plays a crucial role in military reconnaissance and communications, paving the way for new conflicts beyond Earth. The conflict in Ukraine has underscored the ongoing relevance of traditional military strategies in the face of modern warfare. The resilience of ground forces and the use of hybrid tactics remind us that history still influences contemporary battles. The role of private military contractors has grown in recent conflicts, adding another layer to the evolution of warfare. These entities operate alongside national forces, raising questions about accountability and the privatization of military power. Emerging technologies like quantum computing promise to revolutionize warfare even further, potentially outpacing current cyber capabilities. This rapid evolution signals that future conflicts may look vastly different than those of today, with unprecedented implications for global security. As nations grapple with the implications of cyber warfare, international laws and regulations struggle to keep pace. The lack of a clear framework for cyber conflicts poses challenges for diplomacy and conflict resolution in the digital age. The narrative of warfare is not just a timeline of battles, but a reflection of humanity's struggle for power, security, and survival. Each technological advancement and strategic shift tells a story of adaptation and resilience, shaping the societies we live in today. As we look toward the future, the implications of warfare's evolution raise critical questions. How will nations adapt to the new realities of conflict? What lessons from history can guide us in navigating an uncertain future in a world where war's nature continues to change? The ongoing battle between innovation and ethics continues to shape military strategies. As technology evolves, so too must the moral considerations of warfare, urging societies to reflect on the consequences of their military actions and the value of peace. In summary, the evolution of warfare reveals a complex tapestry woven from humanity's quest for dominance and survival. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, understanding this evolution will be crucial for fostering peace and preventing future conflicts. The journey through the evolution of warfare teaches us that while methods may change, the underlying motivations and consequences remain deeply human. As we reflect on this ongoing battle, we are reminded that history is not merely a record of the past, but a guide for the future. As the 20th century unfolded, the introduction of mechanized warfare transformed battle tactics dramatically. Tanks, aircraft, and advanced artillery became pivotal in conflicts, marking a shift from hand-to-hand combat to coordinated assaults. This shift not only changed the scale of battle, but also the nature of warfare itself, emphasizing speed and mobility over sheer numbers. World War I heralded a new era marked by trench warfare and chemical weapons, illustrating the devastating impact of technological advancements. Soldiers faced unimaginable conditions as they navigated the horrors of no man's land, a stark reminder of the human cost of such innovations. This brutal conflict laid the groundwork for future military strategies and technologies. The interwar period saw significant advancements in air power and tank technology, leading to strategies that emphasized blitzkrieg tactics. This rapid surprise assault strategy was pivotal during World War II, allowing for swift victories and showcasing the importance of air superiority in modern warfare. Nations began to realize that control of the skies could dictate the outcome of ground battles. As World War II came to a close, the dawn of the nuclear age introduced a chilling new dimension to warfare. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki highlighted the catastrophic potential of nuclear weapons, shifting the focus from traditional battles to deterrence strategies. This era marked a profound change in military thought, where the threat of annihilation became a central concern for world powers. The Cold War propelled nations into a technological arms race, where espionage and intelligence became as crucial as direct combat. The rise of spy satellites and advanced reconnaissance methods changed how wars were fought, emphasizing the importance of information over brute force. This era solidified the notion that knowledge could be a weapon in itself. The post-Cold War landscape witnessed the rise of asymmetric warfare, where traditional armies faced non-state actors and insurgent groups. Conflicts in places like Afghanistan and Iraq illustrated how guerrilla tactics and local knowledge could challenge even the most powerful militaries. This shift forced a re-examination of military strategies and engagement rules. Simultaneously, the digital revolution began to reshape warfare once again. Cyber warfare emerged as a new frontier, with states and non-state actors alike developing capabilities to disrupt critical infrastructure and steal sensitive information. This evolution marked the transition from physical battlefields to virtual confrontations, where information security became a paramount concern. Cyber attacks have demonstrated that modern warfare can occur without a single shot being fired. Incidents like the 2007 cyber attack on Estonia exemplify how crippling digital assaults can target national infrastructure, affecting everything from banking to government services. Such events raise questions about the vulnerability of nations in our interconnected world. The potential for misinformation and propaganda in the digital age has further complicated the nature of warfare. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for public opinion, where false narratives can incite conflict and shape perceptions. Understanding this phenomenon is essential for navigating the complexities of modern warfare and its psychological impacts. Technological advancements continue to outpace our understanding of warfare ethics and rules of engagement. The use of drones in combat has introduced new challenges, as these unmanned vehicles blur the lines of accountability and complicate traditional warfare norms. The ethical implications of remote warfare demand urgent dialogue among military and civilian leaders. Looking to the future, artificial intelligence is poised to revolutionize warfare yet again. Autonomous weapon systems and AI-driven strategies raise questions about decision-making processes on the battlefield. As these technologies are developed, the need for robust discussions on ethical considerations and potential risks becomes increasingly vital. International relations have become increasingly influenced by the potential for cyber conflicts. Countries are now investing heavily in cybersecurity measures to protect against hostile digital incursions. This proactive stance reflects a broader understanding that the next major conflicts may not occur in traditional forms, but in cyberspace. The evolving nature of warfare also compels nations to reconsider their alliances and military agreements. As threats become more diverse, countries are recognizing the importance of collaboration in addressing shared security concerns. This shift may redefine global power dynamics and influence future conflicts. The rise of private military companies has introduced a new player in the arena of conflict. These entities often operate outside traditional military frameworks, raising concerns about accountability and regulation. As they become more prevalent, their role in contemporary warfare requires careful scrutiny and oversight. As warfare continues to evolve, the human element remains at its core. Soldiers and civilians alike are affected by the decisions made in boardrooms and military strategy sessions. Acknowledging their experiences and perspectives is essential for understanding the full impact of warfare in our society today. The ongoing battle for information supremacy has become a critical aspect of modern warfare. Nations are engaged in a constant struggle to control narratives and influence public perception, fundamentally reshaping how conflicts are waged and perceived. This battle for hearts and minds illustrates the profound intersection of warfare and society. In this landscape, the role of international organizations has never been more important. Bodies like the United Nations strive to mediate conflicts and promote peace, but their effectiveness is often challenged by member states' competing interests. The delicate balance between power and diplomacy remains a central theme in contemporary global affairs. As we delve into the future of warfare, environmental considerations also surface. Climate change is increasingly recognized as a potential driver of conflict, as resource scarcity may lead to new tensions and disputes. Understanding these connections is crucial for addressing future security challenges in a rapidly changing world. Ultimately, the evolution of warfare reflects broader societal changes and technological advancements. Each conflict serves as a lesson, illuminating the ways in which humanity adapts to new challenges. As the world continues to change, so too will the strategies and technologies of war, compelling us to learn from the past. The ongoing quest for peace remains intertwined with the evolution of warfare. As nations grapple with the complexities of modern conflicts, they are also faced with the pressing need for dialogue and understanding. This journey through the evolution of warfare challenges us to seek alternatives to violence and embrace diplomacy as the pathway to lasting peace. As the 21st century unfolds, the landscape of warfare has transformed dramatically, shifting from physical confrontations to digital battlegrounds. In this new era, cyber capabilities have become as vital as traditional military prowess. Nations now invest heavily in technologies that can disrupt communication, infrastructure, and even influence public opinion. The use of drones in combat exemplifies this transition. Once seen as tools for surveillance, drones now play a pivotal role in delivering precision strikes. This evolution raises ethical questions about automation in warfare and the disconnect between operators and their targets. Artificial intelligence is redefining tactical operations, enabling real-time analysis and decision-making. AI systems can predict enemy movements and optimize resource allocation, fundamentally altering how wars are fought. However, the reliance on AI also poses significant risks, including potential malfunctions and unintended consequences. Alongside technology, the psychological aspects of warfare have evolved. Information warfare through social media and misinformation campaigns influences public opinion and can destabilize governments without a single shot being fired. This new form of conflict highlights the importance of media literacy in today's society. The rise of non-state actors has also changed the dynamics of warfare. Groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda leverage technology to spread their ideologies and execute attacks globally. Their decentralized nature complicates traditional military responses and blurs the lines between combatants and civilians. Nations are increasingly recognizing the need for cyber defense strategies to protect critical infrastructure. Cybersecurity has become a national priority, with governments collaborating with private sectors to safeguard against cyber threats. This partnership is crucial in maintaining the integrity of essential services. The implications of these advancements extend beyond warfare, influencing international relations and diplomacy. Countries are now engaging in cyber diplomacy to establish norms and rules for cyber operations, seeking to avoid escalations that could lead to conflicts in the digital realm. As nations adapt to these shifting paradigms, military training programs are evolving. Soldiers are now trained not just in combat, but also in cyber tactics and information management. This comprehensive approach prepares them for the multifaceted challenges of modern warfare. The specter of nuclear warfare still looms large, as tensions between nuclear-armed states remain a significant concern. The balance of power is precarious, and the risk of escalation into nuclear conflict serves as a chilling reminder of the stakes involved in modern warfare. In the face of these challenges, peace initiatives have gained momentum. Countries are investing in conflict resolution strategies that prioritize dialogue over aggression. This commitment to peace reflects a growing recognition that lasting solutions must be sought through cooperation and understanding. The interplay between warfare and commerce is another dimension of modern conflict. Economic sanctions and trade wars have become tools of statecraft, blurring the lines between military action and economic strategy. These economic conflicts can have far-reaching implications for global stability. As warfare evolves, so too does the battlefield. Urban environments have become central to contemporary conflicts, where the intricate dynamics of civilian life complicate military engagement. The protection of civilians remains a paramount concern in urban warfare. The resilience of cultural heritage during warfare is a vital topic of discussion. Armed conflicts threaten historic sites and artifacts, prompting international efforts to safeguard cultural heritage. This highlights the need to preserve identity amid the chaos of war. The global community's response to warfare has seen a rise in humanitarian efforts. Organizations are working tirelessly to provide aid to those affected by conflicts, emphasizing the importance of compassion in times of crisis. This humanitarian approach seeks to alleviate suffering and foster hope. Surveillance technology has also become a key player in modern warfare. From drones to satellites, the ability to monitor activities has intensified, raising ethical concerns about privacy and civil liberties. This surveillance state presents a double-edged sword in the pursuit of security. The role of social movements in influencing military actions is increasingly evident. Grassroots campaigns and public protests can sway government decisions regarding military interventions, illustrating the power of collective voices in shaping the future of warfare. As we study the evolution of warfare, the potential for future innovations emerges. Concepts such as space warfare and autonomous weapon systems are being explored, suggesting that the next frontier of conflict may extend beyond our planet. The ongoing battle for cybersecurity is ever present as hackers and cybercriminals exploit vulnerabilities in systems worldwide. These cyber threats challenge the security of nations and highlight the necessity for enhanced defenses and international cooperation. The future of warfare will also be shaped by environmental factors. Climate change is increasingly recognized as a threat multiplier, exacerbating resource scarcity and leading to conflicts over water, food, and land. Addressing these challenges will be critical for global peace. The interplay of technology and warfare continues to provoke discussions on ethics in military strategy. As countries develop new capabilities, the moral implications of their use must be carefully considered, prompting debates that will shape the rules of engagement in future conflicts. The impact of warfare on mental health is becoming increasingly recognized. Combatants and civilians alike face psychological scars from conflicts, leading to a greater emphasis on mental health support in post-war recovery efforts. As we reflect on the evolution of warfare, it's essential to understand the broader impact on societies. War shapes economies, cultures, and political landscapes, influencing generations long after the guns fall silent. The resilience of communities in the face of conflict demonstrates the human spirit's capacity for recovery and growth. Despite the ravages of war, many rebuild and forge new paths towards peace, showcasing the strength of human resilience. As technology continues to advance, the tools of warfare will undoubtedly evolve. The challenge remains in ensuring these advancements do not exacerbate conflicts, but instead contribute to a more secure and peaceful world. The narrative of warfare is not solely one of destruction. It is also a story of innovation and adaptation. Each conflict has driven advancements that have transformed societies, from medical breakthroughs to communication technologies that emerged from military needs. In exploring the repercussions of warfare on future generations, the significance of education and awareness becomes apparent. Instilling lessons from past conflicts can guide future leaders towards more peaceful resolutions. As we examine the evolution of warfare, the integration of civilians into military strategies is becoming more pronounced. The concept of total war means that civilian infrastructure and morale are now central to military planning. The relationships between nations are continually shifting, influenced by historical grievances and modern alliances. Diplomatic efforts must adapt to reconcile these complexities to foster a more stable global landscape. The narratives of conflict are often shaped by those who tell them. Media portrayal can build or dismantle narratives surrounding wars, influencing public perception and policy decisions. Emerging technologies like quantum computing and biotechnology promise to transform warfare yet again. These advancements may offer new capabilities, but also pose unforeseen challenges that must be navigated carefully. The dynamics of global power are continually evolving as nations jockey for influence in a multipolar world. Understanding these shifts is crucial for anticipating future conflicts and fostering global coexistence. The impact of historical military conflicts on national identity is profound. As societies grapple with their war legacies, understanding these impacts is vital in shaping the future narratives of nations. As warfare becomes more interconnected with technology, The battlefield extends into cyberspace, challenging traditional concepts of territory and sovereignty. Nations must adapt to these changes to safeguard their interests. Military expenditure remains a contentious issue, with debates surrounding the allocation of resources between defense and social welfare. These discussions highlight differing national priorities and the moral implications of military spending. The role of women in conflict and peacebuilding efforts has gained increasing recognition. Empowering women to participate in decision-making processes can lead to more sustainable solutions to conflicts. Environmental security is becoming intertwined with national security. As resource scarcity intensifies due to climate change, nations may face conflicts over vital resources like water and arable land. The legacy of colonialism continues to impact contemporary conflicts. Historical injustices often fuel modern tensions, necessitating a deeper understanding of the past to facilitate reconciliation. As cyber operations become more commonplace, the concept of deterrence is evolving. Nations are now considering cyber capabilities as part of their overall defense strategies, altering traditional military doctrines. The role of international organizations in conflict resolution is more critical than ever. Entities like the United Nations strive to mediate disputes and foster dialogue among nations to prevent escalations into war. As warfare evolves, so too does the importance of resilience and recovery in post-conflict societies. Rebuilding efforts focus not only on infrastructure, but also on healing the social fabric of communities. The ethical implications of emerging military technologies demand ongoing scrutiny. As nations develop new capabilities, debates surrounding accountability and the rules of engagement must continue. The narrative of warfare is not only shaped by actions on the battlefield, but also by the stories that arise from them. Literature, film, and art play a vital role in capturing the human experience of conflict. As we continue to witness warfare evolve, the importance of global cooperation in addressing these challenges cannot be overstated. Collaborative efforts among nations can lead to innovative solutions to complex problems. The intricate relationship between technology and warfare continues to reshape societies. As nations navigate this complex landscape, the need for ethical considerations and dialogue remains paramount to avoid unforeseen consequences. In reflecting on the ongoing evolution of warfare, we are reminded that history is not merely a record of past events, but a continuous narrative that shapes our present and future. Understanding this narrative equips us to forge a more peaceful world for generations to come. As we step deeper into the 21st century, the landscape of warfare is transforming at an unprecedented pace. From traditional battlefields to digital frontlines, conflicts are now fought in cyberspace, where information is the new artillery. Nations harness technology not just to fight, but to gather intelligence, disrupt systems, and shape narratives. This shift brings both opportunities and dangers. As automation and artificial intelligence integrate into military strategies, the potential for decision-making without human intervention sparks ethical debates. How much control should we relinquish to machines in life and death situations? Cyber warfare has emerged as a critical arena, where countries engage in subtle yet significant attacks on infrastructure, communications, and economies. The 2007 cyber attack on Estonia, often cited as a turning point, showcased the vulnerability of nations to digital threats and the disruptive potential of cyber offensives. Moreover, state-sponsored hacking groups have proliferated, blurring the lines between warfare and espionage. These entities operate in the shadows, targeting critical infrastructure, financial systems, and even election processes. This evolving landscape raises concerns about sovereignty and the nature of modern conflict. As conflicts shift to the virtual realm, the implications for international law and human rights are profound. Treaties and regulations struggle to keep pace with technology, leaving gaps that can be exploited. Countries must now redefine their strategies to address warfare in the digital age. At the same time, New military technologies such as autonomous weapon systems raise critical questions about accountability. Who is responsible when a machine makes a mistake? These concerns challenge traditional notions of warfare and complicate the relationship between combatants and civilians. The rise of non-state actors and insurgent groups further complicates the contemporary battlefield. With access to advanced weaponry and communication technologies, these groups can enact localized conflicts that have global repercussions, raising the stakes for international security. Amidst these challenges, the concept of warfare is evolving from a brute force struggle to a complex interplay of ideas, strategies, and technologies. The new battlefield often lies in the hearts and minds of people, where information and influence can determine the outcomes of conflicts. In this digital age, social media has become a powerful tool for both propaganda and grassroots movements. The ability to mobilize support or dissent in real time can tip the scales in conflicts worldwide, making digital literacy a vital skill for modern citizens. Looking towards the future, the specter of bioweapons and genetic manipulation introduces another layer of complexity. The ethical implications of these technologies raise profound questions about humanity's role in warfare and the moral obligations of advanced civilizations. Ultimately, the evolution of warfare reveals a stark truth. As technology advances, so too must our understanding of its implications. This evolution is not merely a shift in weapons, but a transformation in how societies engage with conflict and seek resolutions. As we reflect on the journey of warfare from swords to cyber conflict, it becomes evident that our choices today will echo into the future. Understanding this history allows us to foster dialogues that strive for peace and collaboration rather than division. As the 21st century dawned, a new battleground emerged, one that transcended physical spaces. Cyber warfare brought with it a paradigm shift, where information became a weapon and networks a theater of conflict. Nations began to invest heavily in digital defenses, fearing attacks that could cripple economies and disrupt social stability. Cyber attacks, such as those on Estonia in 2007, showcased vulnerabilities in national infrastructures. These incidents marked a warning sign, illustrating how easily a nation's stability could be undermined without a single bullet being fired. Governments began to comprehend the urgent need for cybersecurity measures. The evolution of warfare also saw the rise of drones, which redefined aerial combat. Unmanned vehicles flew into battle zones, gathering intelligence and executing strikes with precision. This technology not only minimized risks to soldiers, but also raised ethical questions about remote warfare. The utilization of artificial intelligence in warfare further transformed strategies. Algorithms could predict enemy movements, analyze vast amounts of data, and even control autonomous weapons. This potential for decision-making by machines sparked debates on the morality of technology in warfare. As conflicts transitioned from traditional combat to digital warfare, the concept of deterrence evolved. Nations no longer aimed solely to outgun each other. They now sought to secure their information dominance. The stakes became not just military advantage, but also technological supremacy. Yet, along with advancements came new threats, such as cyberterrorism. Non-state actors began to exploit digital vulnerabilities, targeting civilians and critical infrastructure indiscriminately. This shift highlighted the urgent need for international cooperation in cybersecurity and counterterrorism efforts. The response to these evolving threats led to the establishment of global cybersecurity initiatives. Collaborations among nations, tech companies, and international organizations aimed to create robust defenses against cyber attacks. Education and awareness became key components in this fight. The battlefield of the future will continue to challenge conventional understandings of conflict. As technology progresses, so too does the creativity of those who seek to exploit it. The balance between innovation and security will shape the next chapters of warfare. Reflecting on this evolution of warfare, it becomes clear that each technological advancement carries both potential and peril. The lessons learned from history emphasize the significance of ethical considerations and the need for dialogue over conflict. War may change form, but its implications remain profound. As we conclude this exploration of warfare's evolution, the challenge of reconciling progress with responsibility lies ahead. The future of conflict will depend on humanity's ability to navigate these complexities and strive for a peaceful coexistence, learning from the past to forge a better tomorrow.